What is up, ladies and gentlemen? So, what are you all up to out there? Are you letting this coronavirus really get you down? Is it leading you to a place of paralysis, or is it leading you to a place of opportunity? So, what do I mean by opportunity? Well, all those things that you've been putting off for the past months, the past years, all those little voices in your head to say, right, I really need to get this done one day. Well, now's that day to do it, isn't it? But the thing is, guys, do you look for opportunity or do you look for reasons for paralysis? So I spoke before about being above and below the line. Above the line, people take up opportunity, they take responsibility for their actions and the results that happen in their life. Or you can jump below that line where you can make blame and excuse and go into a place of denial where you blame everything and say, look, it's woe is me. You start to play that victim mentality. So I thought to myself today, right, are people at the end of this coronavirus thing gonna come out of it stronger people? Are they going to be stronger? Well, if you are the sort of person that looks for opportunity, now is a fantastic time to strengthen yourself and learn the new things, do the things that you've been putting off for such a long time. Now is the chance to get that sort of opportunity to do it. So it reminded me of a slide that we use within business coaching, and it's called the identity iceberg. So I'm going to share that with you now. I'm going to switch to this view so you can see what the identity iceberg is. So as you can see with the identity iceberg, like I just mentioned, if you want to get different results, you got to start taking different actions. So if we look at the top level here, just switch this to a better color so we can actually see it. If we look at the top level, we've got the results. Yeah, if we want to get different results, what's the definition of insanity? Let's start with that. Doing the same things over and over again and expecting different results would be the definition of insanity. So if we want different results, we've got to do different things. So if we look below the results line, we've got actions. So different actions lead to different results. How do you start taking different actions? Well, you need to start thinking differently, don't you? The thoughts that we have lead to the actions that we take. So different decisions, different thoughts around things. So to have different decisions and different actions, that's all leading from a base point of different behaviour. If we behave differently and we start doing things differently each day, we're going to start to get results. Now, some places that we find people don't, this is where coaching comes into place. If I was a consultant, if I was something on YouTube telling you how to do something, fantastic. You can go and read a book and learn how to do something. The problem is that it's human nature to resort back into where we were before, what we've always done. This is our behaviours, our everyday behaviour. So yet again, if we keep doing the everyday behaviours over and over again, we stay at this point of not moving forward, because it's the definition of insanity again, isn't it? But this time over a longer scale. So if we want to get different results, we've got to start to change our actions, decisions and behaviours. So let's look at the psychology of this. Below this waterline, as we go down, this is everything to do with someone's psychology now. So, if you've got a set of skills that you're particularly good at, you'll tend to keep doing those skills over and over again. So if you can see below the waterline there, we've got our skills. So if you tend to be really good at, let's say, some sort of sport, then you're most likely going to want to do that more of that sport. If it's in business, if you're a good, let's say, a good accountant, for example, you're going to want to start to do and learn more things to do with that. So our skills influence our behaviour. Would you agree with that? Right. So underneath that level then, we've got beliefs. Now, beliefs is where the psychology of it really starts to kick in now. You can understand that learning new skills, if we want to learn new behaviours and get new results, we need to get some new skills. But what's stopping us from learning new skills? Well, here's an example of something. A belief is something that we can either inherit from somebody or we can draw a conclusion on. Now, the challenge is, guys, is we're not always right about that. Yeah, it's very subjective. What I mean about subjective is that subjectivity is the opposite from objectivity. We can actually see pragmatic numbers and evidence that this thing is happening. Subjectivity is where it's like it's someone's opinion. Even though it could be right, we've observed something and we've gone, right, okay, that's what I've added up. And that adding up has come from all your beliefs and all your experience from the past to lead to that outcome. So this is where beliefs come into play. The question is, are the beliefs that you've come as an outcome, are they serving you in a positive manner, or are they serving you in a negative manner? So if you've got an optimistic view on life, then you'll see that something is going to serve you in a positive way. If you're pessimistic, you can like go, oh, okay, well, that's a belief that, you know, I need to hold on to because it's keeping me from safety. It's keeping me from moving away from something. And neither are wrong, by the way, guys. Optimism and pessimism is still a strong point to have. You know, if you as a health and safety officer of a nuclear power plant, you don't want to be very fucking optimistic all the time, do you? Or you're going to cause a meltdown. So don't fall into this belief that optimism and pessimism are good and bad things. A little off topic. So let's think of some beliefs then that may be holding you back. If you want to make more money, if you want more money in your life and results, yeah, the result outcome is to make more money. You need to start doing some new actions and new decisions and new behaviors at this level to start making some new money, right? Okay, so we need some new skills because the skills that we add and we add value to people's lives with are going to change people's lives and they will pay us for it. You know, it could be anything. If you're somebody who works in a shop, then the skills that you have to get the items out there to serve people, that's a skill that you're going to get paid more money to. If you've got good customer relationship skills, the customers are going to keep coming back. So the skills point there is paying us more money. But if we then think, hold on a minute, the belief around money is that the money is the root of all evil. You know, something our grandparents told us one day is that you don't need money to buy happiness. Yeah? Well, that's going to hold you back, isn't it, from learning any new skills and any new behaviours? Because you're stuck in that one paradigm. Yeah? Beliefs are around this idea of a paradigm. What's a paradigm? The way that you see the world. Yeah? Have you ever heard of the book, The Chimp Paradox? Well, the idea of paradox is another way of thinking, another way of framing your brain so you can see the world differently. That's what it means. So if you've got a set of beliefs that aren't serving you well, you're not going to be able to move and change things because the beliefs happen. The beliefs are there for a reason. You've inherited those beliefs either from experience or someone's told you it. It might be a parent, it might be a family member, it could be a great friend. You know, we hear a lot about business owners. Oh, I can never go into business because business owners just work too much time and I don't want to spend more time. I want to have my time back. Well, yeah, that's a belief. Are the business owners right out there right now that aren't going to their business because the business is operating without them? Let me tell you about McDonald's. If you was to buy a McDonald's franchise, then you are only actually obligated to turn up once a year. Yeah, you own a business that works without you. So what sort of beliefs are there around you? Let's use the money example. What sort of beliefs have you got around money? Do you think that money doesn't buy happiness? Yeah. What about if you needed money to actually pay for somebody to live, to survive? What about if somebody needed an urgent operation and the only way you could get it is if you had money? Yeah, is it buying happiness then? What about all the holidays and things that you can go to with your family? It all costs money, right? So does money buy happiness? Well, it's your belief. Everyone is open to their belief. The question is it serving you? If you're not happy with the results you're getting right now, something needs to change. Okay, we could spend a long time on beliefs, but let's go even further down to values. So values shape people's beliefs. Values are something that somebody holds important to them at that moment in time. And that's the critical part, guys, is at that moment in time, because values shift. Yeah. Let's say if you was a 8-year-old child, what would your values be right then? Yeah. Are they different to an 18-year-old? Yeah. Is an 18-year-old's values different to a 40-year-old's? Yeah. See, things happen in people's lives and things keep changing, always changing, and everybody goes on a different journey. And this is what it's all about. Those different journeys are going to shape your values, and those values are going to lead you to look at the world in different beliefs. In research terms, in doctorate terms, we call this the epistemology. So what sort of view do people see the world as? Back against that paradigm stuff. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, guys. If we want to, right, okay, the results you're getting right now are a result of all this below the waterline, right? You are not pinned and not destined to have those results that you have right now. That's a belief. Yeah, if you think you're destined and this is the way that you've been dealt these cards to have this life, then that's a belief that is not serving you very well right now. Can you change it? Yes, you can choose to change it. If you believe that you can't change it and you can't choose to change it, that's a belief that's not serving you. You see how all this is adding up? Okay, so I'm just going to remove some things from here so we can clear a few things up. Let's look at the identity. So the whole thing, as you'll notice at the top, is called the identity iceberg. And we use this within business coaching to actually help businesses, not just as the organizational level, but the business owner themselves, because the business is just a reflection of the business owner and the people in it. So if we were to go, right, okay, what does this business look like in 10 years' time? And they'll go, I want to be the UK's #1 business in selling these widgets. I want to be the world's #1 financial advisor, whatever it may be. If you was to say to yourself, okay, I just want to be a really good financial advisor, then you're telling yourself on a psychological level, I am not the best. I am just a good financial advisor. So what happens then? All your values, all your beliefs, and all your skills change, don't they? Because if you think that you can't be #1, then your values are, I'm not going to be #1 and it's not that important to me ever. And if you think that, then your beliefs are, well, I'm never going to be the best, so why should I try harder? Yeah? So then we're going to get any more skills. Well, I don't need any more skills because I'm average, I'm normal. Yeah? So if you look at this identity level then, what would be the most empowering level to be for, let's say, the world's best accountant? The UK's top accountant. I am the UK's top accountant. Well, if you start thinking that way, then you're going to have to start seeing the world in a different way, aren't you? Because you're going to have to be world class. You're going to have to be the best. And let me tell you something, guys. People don't want to work with the second best. They want to work with the best in the industry. The absolute best. Who can serve them the most? Who can serve you the most? Are you going to go for the second person that can serve you the most? Or are you going to go with the best person that can serve you the most? Think about it. So, this identity level here. What are your I am statements? What do you see yourself as in the world? Right, okay, so right now I'm doing a lot of CrossFit. As you can see, I've got the Reebok CrossFit, representing the Reebok CrossFit logo today. So, do I think that there are people out there like me that are very good at CrossFit? Yes, I do. You know, I see people every day, a lot older than me, a lot bigger than me, doing a lot better than me at CrossFit. I've got two options now, haven't I? Do I turn around and go, I can't do that because I wasn't born into that family. I don't have healthy genetics. I don't have a lot of money and I never will because the government really take all my money off me every blooming month or whatever. You see, these are all excuses, aren't they? But they're excuses, guys, that people make up quite a lot of. And yet again, this is because that identity level isn't strong enough. Yeah, if somebody was turning out there, the world's fittest CrossFitters right now, absolutely incredible people, what do they say to themselves? I am the best. I am the fittest. Yeah, look at the boxers. Look at the boxers in all sorts of fights. They'll always turn up at the start and go, I am the best person. Because if you don't believe on this level that you can be the best or are the best, then everything else is going to impact the results that you get. Yeah? Right. Let's move on from this then. So let's talk about what's happening right now with the coronavirus. So everything that I've just gone through right now is you. Yeah? That iceberg that you're seeing on the screen right now is you. That is you as a character. Now, your iceberg could be this big. Yeah? And then it can start to form and get this big and this big and this big. We want to get the most metaphorical, biggest, strongest, indestructible iceberg. Yeah, imagine the Titanic hitting the side of this iceberg. If you've got a little farty iceberg, then it's not going to work, is it? It's not going to sink any ship. But if you've got the most strongest, biggest iceberg, you are an indestructible iceberg. You are bulletproof. You are going to take down anything that gets in your way. You are not budging for anything. So the question is now, guys, during coronavirus outbreak, how strong is your iceberg? Think about that. How strong is your iceberg? Because right now, the environment is changing. And by the way, your iceberg is formed due to the environment you're in. If you think that you can't grow any further than you are right now, then you are in the wrong place. Simple. Go hang around some people that are doing things that you always wanted to do. Go hang around people that are successful in that area that you want to get good at. Go and think about what your iceberg needs to look like. Does the iceberg need to look like the current person? Is this the current Lewis Haydon? Is this the current XXX? Is this the current Fred? Whatever it may be. What do you want it to look like? Because you can choose your iceberg to look for a different thing, be a different identity. You have to choose on that level. So the environment is bobbing in right now. What does the environment look like? Well, all of a sudden, these waves here have turned into big tidal waves, haven't they? Yeah, coronavirus has come along and it's really shook those waves up. Right? So, how strong is your iceberg then? What opportunities do you have right now to revisit this? If you was to think about who you want to be and become, all those little voices that you get in your head, you know, I hear people all the time go, oh, I wish I could do that. I've always saw myself doing that. One day I'll do that. Well, look, one day isn't going to happen. One day is today. You've got to go out there and you've got to make it happen. The question is that person in 10 years' time that's achieving all this successful stuff? In fact, why 10 years? Why not make it 5 years? And in fact, why 5 years? Why not be 2 years? Yeah? Is that person in 2 years' time the same person that you are today? No, absolutely not. Because if it was the same person, you'd be getting the same results. Yeah? To get different results, all this needs to change. So let's use this opportunity right now, rather than moving into paralysis that we've seen a lot of people in business really locked down. Now I get it, guys. I know business is numbers. Business is money. Business is logic. So if there is no business right now and you've had to shut your doors in business, what is the opportunity for you? Well, let's stop looking at the logical side of it, because that's stuff that we've handled. We've done other videos on that in the past. We're talking about the psychology part here. We're talking about the future. You see, at the end of the day, guys, I'm going to draw a little graph at the bottom of here. Right now, you've gone through your business life or business world in the past year, slowly developing. You've had some ups and downs, and you've slowly been going up in progression. Because look, if you're not progressing in business and you're not growing in business, you're dying. So to be in business now, and you've been in business for 2 years, you are growing. You have to grow. That's the way business works. But right now, you've hit this bump, bam, and you've gone down. Yeah? We've had it before in 2008 with the financial crisis. It happened before, many times. So, do businesses still operate? Well, let me tell you something. 46% of businesses during coronavirus have still continued to grow. Yeah? 46%. For those others that haven't grown, the 54%, it's not going to last forever. And when it does come back and everything starts to return back to normal, guess what? You've got two options. You can either go, coronavirus really killed me off, yeah? And if you want to do that, and I imagine if you're a business person right now and you've put all your sweat and blood and heart into all this already, then you're not going to let that happen, yeah? You're going to look for opportunity and you're going to grow out of it. Now, how you grow out of it is going to depend on your philosophy and if you take the opportunities that we're talking about in this video, because you will come back out of it and you'll come back out of it the other side. But if you've managed to put all the things in place that we've been speaking about, if you manage to go out there, right, okay, the opportunity is here right now. I've got this new marketing system in place. I've got this new operations manual in place. I've got this new plan in place that I'm going to use to tackle this. Think of the success that could come out of this. Yeah? Think of what could actually be done. Think about who you're going to be as an iceberg. Think about your business as an iceberg. What's the identity of the business? What's the values of the business? Yeah? Think about every person in your business and how they contribute towards that iceberg of organizational iceberg. Yeah, we've gone on to a different level now. So there's 3 levels in it. There's individual, there's team, and then there's organization. Yeah, business is just people, guys. When you talk about organizations, all organization means is you've got a collective group of people. It's as simple as that. Yeah. So when we talk about psychology, we're talking about business psychology. Now, business psychology is the same thing, but on a collective, organizational level. So are you going to allow people, your environment in your workplace, to be negative right now? Because let me tell you something, guys. If there's something that you're going to take away from this video today, it's how to be a stronger leader. Business needs leaders right now. They don't need people making excuses, making blame, blaming the government, blaming coronavirus. People need leaders. Full stop. And that's not just in business, that's in family. That goes throughout everything. Yeah, it gives me goosebumps talking about it because it's serious times, guys. You need to be taking up ownership right now, and you need to be the leader of your life, because if you can't get through this and be a stronger person, then you can't help anyone else. Yeah. Imagine the aeroplane analogy. What do they say when the gas masks fall down, the air masks fall down? Put your mask on first. Because if you don't put your mask on first, you can't help anyone else. So think about this. How are you going to be a stronger leader? That identity iceberg, on that lowest level, from what we've just spoke about, your first step then, action step, is think about your identity. I am. Yeah, I am. Try and write it out with a scribbly mouse here. There you go. I am. What is your identity? I am a leader. I am a business owner. I am the UK's top. I am the world's top. I am the greatest. I am the best at this. Yeah? Because if you haven't got that belief in yourself, then nobody else will. Start with leadership, guys. Be the leader and start thinking about it. I hope you took value from this, and be sure to share it and like it if you have. I know it's been a long video, but I think it's extremely important, and I'll be using this video for many, many moons to come. So, write in the comments below, what is your biggest takeaway from today? What are you going to do about it? And talk to me and tell me about opportunities that you've got in your life rather than paralysis and everything that's going wrong. Let's share some positivity, guys. And look, this isn't just this positivity where we talk about, oh, it feels so good. It feels so positive. Yeah, you have got to be in the right mindset. But we're talking about opportunity now. What actions can you take? What are the serious actions you can take? What can your team take? What can your business take? And if you're not in business and you're just watching this anyway, what action can you take for your family? What action can you take for your future? Is there something you've been putting off for a long time? Is it a book that you need to read? Is it some YouTube videos you need to watch? Maybe you just need to paint the house. Maybe you need to do some DIY. Whatever it may be, now is time to take action. You have been blessed with this opportunity. Take it and make the most of it.